Hey, how are you?
Good.
And you must be Andrew.
Andrea.
Ah, that's that writing again. I see. I knew that. All right, Andrea, how old are you?
I'm 14.
I'm going to push this microphone into your face, so don't panic. All right? We just want to be able to hear you. There you go. You're 14 years old.
Yep.
And what are you doing? Where are you from?
Iowa, Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Yeah. Cedar Rapids, Iowa? You have to get drugs Federal Expressed, I hear, to Cedar Rapids. Is that true?
No.
There should be no drugs in Iowa. Really? It just doesn't... You're 14 years old, and you were doing what kind of drugs in Cedar Rapids, Iowa?
I was doing pills, and I was smoking marijuana.
Mm-hmm. What kind of pills?
Depression pills like Zoloft, and just a whole bunch of different kinds.
Yeah. And why did you choose those pills?
Why did I choose those pills? Because my mom put me on them, and I just take, higher dosage, and, my sister took them, too, and, my whole family took, a whole bunch of different pills, so I just decided.
But didn't they notice they were missing?
No. We had, a whole bunch of vials in the house.
There was so much stuff there that nobody really noticed. It was like Judas taking the money out of the bag. Nobody really seemed to notice that he was... Okay, bad analogy. All right, so you're taking the pills from your parents and from your sisters or brother, whoever, the Zoloft. And what did it do for you?
Well, when I take it, I just took, maybe, 5 or 6 at a time, and it just, it, numbed me, because I didn't want to, feel what was going on and stuff, so I'd take as many as I could that it would just take my feeling away.
And why didn't you want to feel?
Well, when I was 10 years old, my sister's husband sexually abused me, and it went on for, 3 years, and,
yeah.
So, I didn't want to feel anything, so I just tried to get out of living my life and having to deal with all that.
If you don't want to, that's okay. But what were you feeling? What were the emotions that you were having?
I was really angry, and I was kind of sad and, because I didn't want to hurt my sister about it, so I never told her until about, a year ago. Mm-hmm. And so, I was just sad, and I was so angry at him because, yeah, he's supposed to be my brother, and it didn't work out like that.
Brother-in-law, right? Yeah. At the age of 10.
Yeah.
He was hurting you.
Yeah.
And do you have a mom and dad?
Yep.
You're living in your house?
No, my mom and my dad were divorced before I was born.
All right. And again, if you don't want to answer, just say pass, and we'll move on. Okay, so no biggie. How was this, but this might be helpful for people who have a 10-year-old daughter. How was he able to get away with this for 3 years?
Well, he would threaten me, I'd go up to spend the night, at their house, and he'd just threaten me, and he'd tell me if I told he'd kill me and all this stuff, and so,
well.
I was scared of him, so.
All right. And so, when he would do these things to you, how was it that nobody could be aware of this? Well,
that's when I first did drugs, it's because they would smoke marijuana whenever I went up there and stuff, and so, whenever I went up there, they'd get high, and, my sister, whenever she'd walk, it'd be, every 5 minutes, anytime she'd look away or anytime, she'd be in the shower or anything like that. It's just, anytime we were alone or anytime I was in a different room or anything, so.
He would just do inappropriate things?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. With your brother-in-law?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sit tight. We've got to do some commercials. When we come back, again, during the break, you can tell me no more questions, and that's okay. But if you're willing to answer... For those of us with daughters, if you're willing to answer questions like, were there signs? Were there things that maybe mom should have been aware of? That were there situations that you got put in that you would advise parents not to put their daughter into to avoid things like that? And then I want to hear what happened to this fellow. All right? Sit tight. Thank you very much for answering questions so far, because I'm sure this isn't your favorite thing. Yeah? All right. Minnesota Teen Challenge in studio, mntc.org, mntc.org, or call 612-FREEDOM. Back and with Andrea's story in just a few moments on Talk the Walk, AM 980 KKMS, more Spirited Talk Radio. Minnesota Teen Challenge Day here on Talk the Walk, AM 980 KKMS, more Spirited Talk Radio. Having a chat with Andrew. Sorry, I'm reading that wrong again. Nice job there, Chicken Scratch. Andrea, how are you?
Good.
All right. I thank you very much for talking about some of this stuff in hopes that other people hear it and can benefit from your life experience. If people are just joining us, at the age of 10, your brother-in-law started doing inappropriate things to you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that went on for 3 years.
Yep.
Yeah. And he threatened you saying that he would kill you if you ever told.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Now, while this was going on, were there things that you think your mom should have seen or known to get involved?
Yeah, right after it happened, like, I started getting really angry, and, like, I was just numb to, like, all feelings. Like, I didn't feel anything, so, like, I would get in fights with, like, first it started out, like, I'd get in, like, fist fights, like, every once in a while, then it started getting, like, more often than, like, every day, and then all the time I was getting in fights, and I was always angry, and someone was always calling the house, like, threatening me and stuff, so.
Yeah. Before this awful stuff started to happen, what was your disposition then? Just normal, happy little bouncing along 9-year-old?
No. My oldest sister, the 23-year-old, she was into drugs too, and she was really evil to me, so, like, I don't know.
Okay, so you had other bad stuff going on to you too.
Yeah.
But Mom should have noticed that there was enough of a change that she should have said something is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you started to get in all kinds of hot water at the age of 10 fighting with people because you were just angry.
Yeah.
Right? Now, do you think that there were situations that you were allowed to be in that your mom shouldn't have allowed you to be in?
Yeah.
Like?
She would let me go stay at my sister's house even though she knew she did drugs and stuff, and she would let me and my brother-in-law, like, be alone. Like, she'd, like, keep us at the house together.
But she didn't know.
Well, she told me after she found out what happened that he's, like, tried to assault her too.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
All right, so this went on for 3 years. What finally got you to the point where you went, that's enough? Or how did it come out of the closet?
Well, actually, like, a couple months before everyone found out, I told my sister, my middle sister.
The one who was married to this fellow?
No.
Oh, so it's the 23-year-old who was mean to you, who was married to this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so my 17-year-old sister, I told her, and she told me that he's been doing, like, the same thing to her, too.
Really?
And so, we said we wouldn't tell anybody because we didn't want to hurt my oldest sister, so but my mom finally got us into counseling, and my sister slipped one time, and so then everyone found out.
Uh-huh. And where is this fellow today?
Home, I guess. He didn't get in trouble.
Why not?
We went to court for it and stuff, but he didn't get anything done to him except he got, like, on the sex offender list, but that's all.
He didn't go to jail?
No.
No tracking device?
No.
Uh-huh. And how does that make you feel?
It just made me even more angry because I think he should deserve to get something because he did it to my whole family, and he did it to my sister's friends and, like, a whole bunch of people. So
this guy was just a really bad guy?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And so you started doing drugs in response to that?
Yep.
Yeah, so you didn't feel anything. And these are the pills that were in the house, the antidepressants.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense, certainly. I mean, not great, but it makes sense that you would do that. So now you're in Teen Challenge.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're probably working through a lot of stuff, aren't you?
Yeah.
How hard is it every day?
Well, it's really hard to, like, think about all this stuff and, like, but I just remember that I know God's gonna heal me for all that stuff, so I just look forward to the day that it's just not gonna bother me anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really, that's just horrible that would happen to you. I know you don't know me from Adam, but I just feel terrible that would happen to somebody. That's just awful. All right. You've been in there for 4.5 months, huh? Mm-hmm. You got a ways to go? Would love to hear how you're doing in, like, 6-8 months. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
All right. You getting lots of Jesus down there?
Yeah.
Getting preached at a lot?
Yep.
Uh-huh. How's that flying with you?
It's good. I like it.
Yeah? You get saved yet?
Yeah, I've been saved.
Yeah? All right. Hang in there, okay?
Yep.
All right. Thanks for talking and thanks for sharing. Is there anything that that's on your brain right now that you're thinking about that maybe you would say to Mom and Dad? Just a random piece of advice, something that you've learned? Anything?
Just anything?
Yeah, whatever you're thinking.
Don't let your kids hang around way older men and stay at their house.
Yeah. And what would you say maybe to, just in the odd chance that there's a 14-year-old listening or a 17-year-old for that matter who's being hurt by an older person? What would you say to that girl? Or boy, I guess.
I'd say tell somebody because there's no reason that you should be put through all that and just let it keep on going on to tell somebody so they can get something done to them.
Rescued.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you again. That was very brave of that young lady. I hope that was helpful to somebody who was listening. You're listening to Talk the Walk on AM 980 KKMS. We're with the Minnesota Teen Challenge folks.